Thank you for visiting my channel. Before we start, please hit the subscribe, like, and share buttons to receive notification of future presentations. Our topic for discussion is the new adoption law, RA 11642, Domestic Administrative Adoption and Alternative Child Care Act, that took effect January 28, 2022. Upon effectivity of RA 11642, the Supreme Court issued guidelines to implement the law, confirming that courts may no longer accept domestic adoption petitions as of January 28, 2022. Jurisdiction now belongs to the National Authority for Child Care, or NACC, a quasi-judicial agency attached to the Department of Social Welfare and Development. Said Supreme Court resolution specifies that judicial petitions pending at the time of the law's effectivity can be withdrawn, allowing parties to opt for the new administrative process. Otherwise, courts will continue to resolve them under prior rules. It also clarifies that rescission of adoption, even judicial ones, now falls under the NACC's authority. Another development under RA 11642 is the extension of legitimate filiation under Section 41. Section 41 expressly broadens the scope of legal kinship. The filiation between the adoptee and the adopter extends to the adopter's parents, legitimate siblings, and legitimate descendants. This effectively supersedes the exclusivity doctrine established under prior jurisprudence, specifically Sison versus CA, which held that adoptive children could not inherit from the adopter's family. Commentators affirm that RA 11642 marks a major shift in recognizing adoptees as integral members of the adopter's extended family, bringing them into full inclusion for purposes of inheritance, maintenance obligations, and family duty. They argue that the adoptee should now be able to inherit not just from the adopter but also from the adopter's parents, siblings, and descendants, thanks to the broader filiation granted under Section 41. Since the enactment of RA 11642, some issues remain to be definitely tested, particularly on how Section 41 will operate in contested inheritance suits. Future cases will likely define 1. Whether adoptees can represent adopters' siblings or descendants, and 2. How disputes among adoptees and extended family over inheritance are resolved under the expanded filiation rule. We now proceed to the codal provisions of RA 11642. Who may adopt? Section 21 says the following may adopt: A. Any Filipino citizen at least 25 years of age who is in possession of full civil capacity and legal rights, has not been convicted of any crime involving moral turpitude, is of good moral character and can model the same, is emotionally and psychologically capable of caring for children, at least 16 years older than the adoptee, and who is in a position to support and care for adopted children, in keeping with the means of the family, provided that the requirement of 16 years difference between the age of the adopter and of the adoptee may be waived when the adopter is the biological parent of the adoptee or is the spouse of the adoptee's parent. B. The legal guardian with respect to the ward after the termination of the guardianship and clearance of financial accountabilities. C. The legal guardians with respect to the foster child. And D. Philippine government officials and employees deployed or stationed abroad, provided that they are able to bring the child with them. And E. Foreign nationals who are permanent or habitual residents of the Philippines for at least 5 years, possessing the same qualifications as above stated for Filipino nationals prior to the filing of the petition, provided that they come from a country with diplomatic relations with the Republic of the Philippines and that the laws of the adopter's country country will acknowledge the certificate of adoption as valid, acknowledge the child as a legal child of the adopters, and allow entry of the child into such country as an adoptee, provided further that requirements of residency may be waived for the following. 1. A former Filipino citizen habitually residing in the Philippines who seeks to adopt a relative within the fourth civil degree of consanguinity or affinity, or 2. One who seeks to adopt the legitimate child of the Filipino spouse, or 3. One who is married to a Filipino citizen and seeks to adopt jointly with the spouse a relative within the fourth degree of consanguinity or affinity of the Filipino spouse. Spouses shall jointly adopt, except in the following cases. A. If one spouse seeks to adopt the legitimate child of the other, or B. If one spouse seeks to adopt own illegitimate child, provided that the other spouse has signified consent thereto, or C. If the spouses are legally separated from each other. Who may be adopted? Section 22 provides the following may be adopted. A. Any child who has been issued a CDCLAA, which means Certificate Declaring a Child Legally Available for Adoption. B. The legitimate child of one spouse by the other spouse. C. An illegitimate child by a qualified adopter to improve status of legitimacy. D. A Filipino of legal age if prior to the adoption, said person has been consistently considered and treated by the adopters as their own child for a period of at least 3 years. E. A foster child. F. A child whose adoption has been previously rescinded. G. A child whose biological or adoptive parents have died, provided that no proceeding shall be initiated within 6 months from the time of death of said parents, or H. A relative of the adopter whose consent is necessary to the adoption. Section 23 provides, after being properly counseled and informed of the right to give or withhold approval of the adoption, the written consent of the following to the adoption are hereby required. A. The adoptee, if 10 years of age or over. B. The biological parents of the child, if known, or the legal guardian or the proper government instrumentality which has legal custody of the child, except in the case of a Filipino of legal age, if prior to the adoption said person has been consistently considered and treated as their own child by the adopters for at least 3 years. C. The legitimate and adopted children, 10 years of age or over, of the adopters, if any. D. The illegitimate children, 10 years of age or over, of the adopter, if living with said adopter or over whom the adopter exercises parental authority, and the latter's spouse, if any. And E. The spouse, if any, of the person adopting or to be adopted, provided that children under 10 years of age shall be counseled and consulted, but shall not be required to execute within consent. Benefits of adoptive parents. Section 36 provides, the adoptive parents shall enjoy all the benefits entitled to biological parents, including benefits that can be availed through the Social Security System, Government Service Insurance System, Department of Labor and Employment, Bureau of Internal Revenue, Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, health maintenance organization providers, among others, or through other existing laws from the date of the order of adoption was issued to the adoptive parent. Adoptive parents may avail of paid maternity and paternity leaves as provided under existing laws for biological parents, provided that the leave benefits in this paragraph shall only be availed of by the adopted parents within 1 year from the issuance of the order of adoption. Provided further that the leave benefits in this paragraph shall not apply in cases of adult adoptions and in all cases where the adoptive child has been in the care and custody of the adoptive parent for at least 3 years before the issuance of the order of adoption by the NACC. Effects of adoption. Section 41. Legitimacy. The adoptee shall be considered the legitimate child of the adopter for all intents and purposes, and as such is entitled to all the rights and obligations provided by law to legitimate children born to them without discrimination of any kind. To this end, the adoptee is entitled to love, guidance, and support in keeping with the means of the family. The legitimate filiation that is created between the adopter and the adoptee shall be extended to the adopter's parents, adopter's legitimate siblings, and legitimate descendants. The adopter is also given the right to choose the name by which the child is to be known, consistent with the best interest of the child. Section 42, Parental Authority. Upon issuance of the order of adoption, adoption shall cease as alternative care and becomes parental care. Adoptive parents shall now have full parental authority over the child, except in cases where the biological parent is the spouse of the adopter. All legal ties between the biological parents and the adoptee shall be severed, and the same shall then be vested on the adopters. In case spouses jointly adopt or one spouse adopts the legitimate child of the other, joint parental authority shall be exercised by the spouses. Section 43, Succession. In testate and intestate succession, the adopters and the adoptee shall have reciprocal rights of succession without distinction from legitimate filiations. However, if the adoptee and their biological parents have left a will, the law on testamentary succession shall govern. Section 47. Grounds for rescission of administrative adoption. The adoption may be rescinded only upon the petition of the adoptee with the NACC or with the assistance of the SWDO or Social Welfare Development Officer if the adoptee is a minor, or if the adoptee is 18 years of age or over but who is incapacitated, or by his or her guardian on any of the following grounds committed by the adopters. A. Repeated physical or verbal maltreatment by the adopter despite having undergone counseling. B. Attempt on the life of the adoptee. And C. Abandonment and failure to comply with parental obligations. Adoption, being in the best interest of the child, shall not be subject to rescission by the adopter. However, the adopter may disinherit the adoptee for causes provided in Article 919 of the Civil Code of the Philippines. Section 53, Effects of Rescission. If the petition for rescission of adoption is granted, the legal custody of the NACC shall be restored if the adoptee is still a child. The reciprocal right and obligations of the adopters and the adoptee to each other shall be extinguished. In cases when the petition for rescission of adoption is granted and the biological parents can prove that they are in a position to support and care for the child and it is in the child's best interest, the biological parents may petition the NACC for the restoration of their parental authority over the child. The NACC shall order the Civil Registrar General to cancel the amended birth certificate and restore the original birth certificate of the adoptee. Succession rights shall revert to its status prior to adoption, but only as of the date of the approval of the petition for rescission of adoption. Vested rights acquired prior to rescission shall be respected. All the foregoing effects of rescission of adoption shall be without prejudice to the penalties imposed under the revised penal code if the criminal acts are properly proven. One case decided before the new adoption law is Saison versus CA, a 1992 case. In this case, the Supreme Court ruled that adoption only creates a legal relationship between the adopters and the adoptee and does not extend inheritance rights to the adopter's blood relatives, meaning adopted children could not represent deceased siblings of the adopter to succeed in their class share. However, this has been partially superseded by RA 11642, which explicitly expands legal filiation. Section 41 of RA 11642 expanded the legal filiation between the adopted and the adoptor. Once adoption is finalized, the adoptee becomes not just a legitimate child of the adopter, but such filiation is extended to the adopter's parents, legitimate siblings, and legitimate descendants. RA 11642 directly addresses and overturns the limitation upheld in Saison, clarifying that by statute, adoptees now gain legal kinship rights with an expanded set of the adopter's relatives. This means that under RA 11642, an adopted child may now legally claim succession from, for example, the adopter's siblings or grandparents, a key doctrinal shift. Here are basic distinctions between the old law and the new law on adoption as to the effect on legal filiation and succession. Here is a little reviewer on RA 11642 as to who may adopt, the procedure for administrative adoption, the effects of adoption, and rescission by adoptee. Thank you. If you find this presentation helpful, please subscribe to receive notification of future lectures.